Right now, from Alaska's news source, after Halong, the latest on evacuation efforts, damage assessments, and how repair plans are being defined. No Kings rallies across Alaska today, part of 2,600 nationwide, as protesters say they must stand up against the direction President Trump and his administration are taking the country. Opponents call them hate rallies designed to prolong the government shutdown. And Oktoberfest in Fairbanks. Come along as we see the celebration on UAF's campus.
And with clearing skies and cooler temperatures statewide, Anchorage might see its first official freeze of the season tonight.
You're watching Alaska's news source.
As we come on the air tonight, we are following breaking news of 3 Anchorage homicides yesterday. Happening now, police say they're increasing patrols across the city. Anchorage police say the first incident happened in the Midtown neighborhood right before 7 last night near Fireweed and C Street on Fiddlehead Place. Officers say they found a woman who'd been stabbed in her upper body and say she died at the hospital. About an hour and a half later, police responded to a downtown Anchorage shooting at 8th Avenue and Cordova Street, where officers say they found a man and a woman who are already dead. Police have not said if the 2 incidents are connected as they continue to investigate. Chief Sean Case says right now he's adding extra patrols throughout the weekend to reassure the community the department's top priority is keeping everyone in Anchorage safe. If you have information, call police dispatch at 311 or submit tips anonymously online through Crime Stoppers. And 1 week after former Typhoon Halong devastated more than 50 western Alaska communities tonight, state emergency management leaders say all evacuation efforts have now been completed as we continue to get a clearer picture of what recovery efforts will be. State leaders, including the governor, say the key right now is what will happen with the request for a federal disaster declaration, which they say will open up money and resources. Our team of reporters spent the last several days on the ground and in a helicopter surveying the damage in the hardest impacted villages of Kipnuk and Quiglingok. State emergency management leaders say everyone who wanted to evacuate has. Anchorage leaders say they expect to shelter up to 1,600 people who have made their way to the Muni after being evacuated to Bethel. Our Augusta McDonald talked to some choosing to remain in their homes.
The population of Kipnuk is like over 1,700, I think, and there's only less than 20 of us right now. Less than 20 of us that's trying to rebuild.
Our ancestors survived this, and we could survive it again.
All the while, their friends and family leaving en masse in what the governor calls the largest evacuation in state history. This also includes many other villages like Nightmute. State emergency operations leaders say 17 people were evacuated today. As of yesterday, 572 evacuees had arrived in Anchorage, staying at both UAA's Alaska Airlines Center and downtown Anchorage's Egan Center. Before addressing the Alaska Federation of Natives Conference today, Senator Lisa Murkowski toured the area yesterday.
It's the present that I'm most worried for, because I think you're still dealing with a lot of people in trauma and shock. But there will be many conversations really about next steps.
State leaders telling Alaska's news source today if more shelters are needed, Wasilla's Menard Center and Fairbanks' Carlson Center are also being considered. Beyond that, state emergency management says around 1,000 Anchorage hotel rooms have been identified as potential longer-term options. All that comes as the Anchorage School District Superintendent says they're expecting 100 to 200 students who've been evacuated to start school as early as Monday. And as we mentioned, Senator Murkowski was at AFN today, fresh off her trip from Quiglingok. The senator says the road ahead is long, but she says hope for the future is real. It comes as the congressional delegation are now mulling over the long-term solutions for communities along the West Coast and to address what she said were increasingly common storms that continue to hit Alaska. How they move forward now, the senator said, needs to come from the communities that have had their lives utterly changed.
This can't be Washington, D.C. telling you, YK region, this is what your emergency response is going to look like. This has to be developed from within the region.
The senator also spoke on the government shutdown and the importance of public radio. For more from the senator, including our reporter's conversation about our Quingilingaka visit, go to our website or mobile app. With evacuations of village residents completed, one nonprofit is now working to rescue pets families were forced to leave behind. Bethel Friends of Canines tells us they've rescued about 70 dogs so far, transporting many of them by plane. While most dogs are being cared for at the organization's Bethel location, family and community members are helping to foster the rescued pets.
It's been a lot, but I'm glad we've been able to come together and figure it out. We've had a lot of volunteers step up. We have a lot of people coming up to our building, walking dogs, helping feed, helping transport. We have a lot of people just stopping by, and that has been really incredible to see. We're taking good care of them. They're fed, they're watered, they're walked, they're loved. And I would like to get them home to you guys as soon as we can.
Families hoping to locate their dogs or anyone looking to donate or volunteer with the organization can find more information at the link on your TV screen. As Western Alaska works to recover from the destruction left behind by former Typhoon Halong, KTUU Channel 2 is joining forces with the American Red Cross to help those hardest hit. You can scan the QR code on your screen or text Red Cross to 90999. Be sure to select Alaska Storms and Floods in the drop-down menu so every dollar you give goes directly to relief efforts right here in Alaska. And with so much devastation to Western Alaska, there is a silver lining ahead. Bailey Braun joins us now with more.
Thank you, Dave. Yeah, there is a silver lining ahead. We've already had so many fall storms starting to roll through, and of course, there are going to be more storms ahead. But looking ahead right now, especially for this weekend, we actually have clear skies moving into Western Alaska. You might notice that low pressure system moving across the Aleutian chain. But the good news is that it's really staying more localized. It's only going to bring some rainfall to the Aleutian Islands. It's not going to do anything. You can see that dry air moving up across from Bethel all the way up into Nome. That's going to bring these clear skies and very dry conditions. So that's what you can expect the next coming days. And even some of this next low pressure system that's going to bring some rain even into southern Alaska is really just staying in the sea. So it's not going to do a whole lot. But looking at our Bethel 7-day, you can expect these mostly sunny conditions to last throughout this week, moving into Tuesday, with a chance of snow by mid-week next week. But those temperatures are going to start dropping below freezing. So those temperatures are starting to get a little bit chillier, but those sunny conditions are going to last. And that's something that you can look forward to, and that's that silver lining. And even looking ahead with our Alaska forecast, we're seeing some of these drier conditions moving into areas like southeast, and we're starting to see some of those other areas like the interior also starting to dry off just a little bit more. But if you do want to try to see the aurora borealis for tonight, your chances are more likely if you're in the interior all the way through Nome, even up into the North Slope. So it's moderate activity, fairly low at about a level 3. But Dave, if you want to go see the aurora borealis in Anchorage, it might not be a good night for that, but you never know.
All right, thank you so much, Bailey. Anchorage and Fairbanks No Kings rallies, protesting what organizers call authoritarian government policies under the Trump administration, were part of more than 12 demonstrations planned across Alaska today, as opponents called them, quote, hate rallies. Protesters say they oppose what they view as government overreach and what they see as threats to democracy. The Alaska rallies, which included the snow in Fairbanks, are part of more than 2,600 nationwide. They are happening as the government shutdown is currently on its 18th day.
I just hate the attitude of entitlement and privilege and not caring about people who have less than you. Our health care is being taken away. We want affordable health care. We want our reproductive rights. We want liberty and justice for all, not just white people born in America.
What's happening in our nation affects all of us. And so I'm concerned about the loss of democratic institutions and democratic power.
Opponents, including House Speaker Mike Johnson, has called the No Kings protest hate American rallies. President Trump has responded from Florida saying, I'm not a king.
Now, tomorrow, the Democrat leaders are going to join for a big party out on the National Mall. They're going to descend on our Capitol for their much-anticipated so-called No Kings rally. We refer to it by its more accurate description, the Hate America rally.
Many Republicans blaming the rallies for slowing negotiations on reopening the government, while Democrats argue the demonstrations are unrelated for the budget process, and they say they're defending democracy and constitutional rights. No violence or arrest have been reported today.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.